Hi everyone, I'm Tony and I'm with Harper Therapy and I am here with
Alejandra, hi.
and we are kicking off the month of January with a new set of blogs. And so it's basically about the pain in love. Is that what I understand?
Yes, in relationships.
In relationships. Okay. So this first week you were talking about kind of domestic violence and how it shows up in a relationship. So tell me a little bit about that.
Right. It's like how sometimes you're confused about someone that you have so much love for can also cause you so much pain.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not only physical, but also can be verbally, emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're stuck because you keep going back to you. No matter what you do, somehow you end up in the same situation. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a lot of struggle.
Well, and I think that they all kind of blend the physical, emotional, psychological, sexual. You don't even realize it, but they're all together. Because I think it was maybe that movie Made. There was a movie that talked about it, or maybe it was a book that I read where they say when you first go out with an abuser, they don't punch you on your first date.
Yeah, they show it to you differently. And also a lot of times when people struggle with the situations, we're taught, and not only women, but a lot of people, like, oh, some people have it worse. It's not as bad.
Right.
So, like, you kind of dismiss the, like, you may know something's wrong, but you're like, but other people had it worse, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it may not be as bad. So you kind of dismiss your own feelings, and that makes it even worse.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think that there are some different signs that are within yourself that maybe you don't even realize. Like I know I'm divorced. I'm then remarried, and I've had some rough relationships in the past. And I know that in my previous marriage, when I would constantly think about divorce, like, oh, okay, this is, I need to, somehow I'm going to get a divorce and this is what it's going to look like. And I would almost daydream about my next life.
Uh-huh.
And I remember working with somebody who was married and being like, is this normal? Do you think about how to divorce your partner? Like what, how? And they were like, no. And that was probably one of the first like red flags for me, where even like thinking about like, okay, so how are we going to split things up? Who's going to get this? Who's going to get that? And I was like, is this normal? No.
Sometimes we don't realize it's not normal because we're just so used to it.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes the new normal.
Yeah, like, oh, we were having a bad day, and that's just what it is. And so I think in coming to therapy, it's not necessarily about how to leave that person.
Yeah, and I don't want you to take out of this video, this is how you're going to leave your partner. No, it's just like at least identifying what is happening. Mm-hmm. And is it happening to you? Because...
Right. Or, yeah, if you have some of those, like, I'll call them darker thoughts about your relationship where you question it. Because, listen, yes, there's a little bit of normalcy when you're like, when you want to kind of plot how to kill your spouse at night when they're snoring and you can't. But, like, there's a certain extent of that that's normal. Right. Like, this pillow would be perfect. But, so yes, there is some normalcy in that. But when there's the other thoughts of like, okay, this is how we would split this up and this is what that would look like, that's when it's hitting not normal.
Yeah, some of the red flags I see is like, if you feel like you're in a relationship that you cannot that you're terrified to express your needs, or you're like terrified to say how you feel. One thing is like, oh, I don't want to hurt my partner right now, but eventually you tell them and he reacted, but you're like okay with it. But I see some people like, I'm just terrified. If I tell her or tell him, like, everything's gonna go down, maybe like they're gonna, if you tell them how you feel, then they're gonna take money away, or like food away, or they're gonna threaten you, or like it's gonna get violent. Like if you're terrified of saying your needs, that's a red flag. Because you should be with someone that even if you disagree, it's okay for you to say, this is how I feel, this is what I need, or what I want.
Here's the discussion, this is how we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, it's not about agreeing, it's just about that fear, like I'm gonna be in danger, like something's gonna happen if I say my needs.
Right. I like the other red flag that you talked about was that they're a different person in front of people. When everyone's around, they're the perfect spouse.
Right. And they're so nice with everyone else but you. And even when they get upset at other people, they're so calm when they react to them. But when it's your turn, like, they're like a different, they're like I don't want to say monster, but I already said it.
Yeah.
Monster.
Yeah, it's just a totally different person. Mm-hmm. So if you know that you are in a violent relationship, if you know none of these signs are new to you, we do have some resources for you. There's the hotline.org. Do you know any of these by heart?
No, by heart. Okay. I know there's 211. It's not 911. 211. It's the crisis, but it's not only for when people are feeling suicidal. Like if you're in a domestic violence place or you just need someone to talk, they can walk you through it. And then there's like when your spouse or that person is not around, talking to someone about like, can I come to you, mm-hmm. right? Can I be there with you? And having like a secret purse or backpack where you can have things ready to go when mm-hmm. you feel ready. And maybe like a separate bank account. Mm-hmm. Like it's just tiny steps. It doesn't have to be all or nothing, but sometimes it's easier to take that step when you know you have something that's gonna catch you.
Absolutely. It's a little bit less intimidating and scary just to know.
Right. And if you're in Tampa, there's metropolitan ministers and they help women. Like they will help you if you need to go to school, get a job, daycare help. They don't ask anything in return, like.
Mm-hmm. You can get connected to a lot of services through Metropolitan Ministries.
Yes.
Yeah. So if this is resonating with you, if you think about how to divorce your spouse or you just think about how to leave your significant other, and this is just making sense and you want to talk to someone, give us a call at Harper Therapy, 813-434-3639. Bye.